How's it going? Producer Dennys here, back again with my new series talking about the video games I've been playing. Kind of going back through the timeline of the last year and giving you my thoughts on the games as I complete them. I think I'm going to do one more big title here, and then I'm going to switch it up and maybe jump to a retro or an indie title because I play a lot of those as well. So for our next title, we are going to be talking Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade is basically Devil May Cry meets Bayonetta. It's a super stylish, Souls-light hack and slasher, but it can get a little waifu central at times. What do I mean by that? Well, you play as a very buxom female, and some of the things you can unlock in the game besides weapons and skills is costumes. So it does have a little bit of dress up in it, but putting the fashion aside, the action in this game is superb. So the story can be a little generic. Basically, humans were driven off of Earth by aliens that came, and now humans are trying to take the Earth back over by sending waves of super soldiers down. And you play as a character named Eve, who is the newest wave of super soldier being sent down. But basically, you're trying to drive out the monsters and find the cause of the monsters and take the planet back for humans. So pretty generic sci-fi stuff. The side quests are fun. I mean, you're pretty much doing it for the rewards or the outfits or the upgrades. None of them are particularly great in my opinion. There's a few cool ones, but a lot of them are kind of go fetch. And now to the reasons why Stellar Blade is awesome. The graphics are fantastic. The frame rate is super buttery. And if you have a PlayStation 5 Pro, you get access to 2 additional graphical settings. Secondly, the audio. The voice works great. The sound effects are awesome. But most importantly, the music is so vibey. It's just so nice to go out and kill monsters to the chillest music ever. You can even just post up in camp and just sit and listen to records. It's fantastic. So at camps, that's where you can save, level up, get skills, play some music. It's a super cool touch. The controls in Stellar Blade are great. They're super snappy, super responsive. It's reminiscent of Devil May Cry. It's not punishing. It doesn't hold you responsible for the button like a Souls game does. It's very smooth and very sharp. The combat is probably the biggest highlight of Stellar Blade. It's super fantastical, it's super spectacular, it's incredibly stylish, and you feel so rewarding for pulling off things. And one cool thing about Stellar Blade 2 is if you're looking for a chiller experience, it does have difficulty settings, which is nice for a person who doesn't want that challenge, but it also doesn't punish you for death. I mean, if you fall off a ledge, you just start right back where you fell off, and a minuscule amount of life is taken from you. It's pretty insignificant. If you get killed in combat, a lot of times you start right before that combat encounter or at a checkpoint. If it's a big boss fight, you'll start right before the boss. There's no run up. It's a lot of really nice things like that, making the experience much more chill than playing like a Dark Souls. So with the most recent updates, they added a lot of cool things. They added fishing, they added taking selfies in places, they added some more costumes, which is a big part of the game. So if you're into that type of stuff, it has plenty of that for you. There's also some pretty scantily clad outfits if you're looking for them, and they're usually at the end of a big quest line or a higher reward. Collecting tracks is also cool. It's got super vibey music. Sometimes I find myself just putting it on in the background while I was doing something else. So in conclusion, I really did love Stellar Blade. It became one of my favorite games to play. Everything is so stylish. It's one of the slickest games I've ever played. If you're a big fan of boss fights, this game's got some super cool boss fights. The levels are sprawling and futuristic. Graphics are top-notch. The models look fantastic. You can alter how your appearance looks in so many different ways. There's just a lot of customization. I, for a personal score, will give it an 8.0. I truly enjoyed it. Now, I can see a person being turned off to the game by the main character's appearance. She's a little buxom. You can be pretty scantily clad if you choose to. I'd say for a casual player, I would give this game a 7.5. It's slightly niche in some ways, but if you're willing to give it a shot, it really is a truly great game. Check it out, Stellar Blade.